There are tons of ways to make sure you get the most out of your video shoot. We'll work with you to ensure you get the best results, but here are the most important things to bear in mind. Know what you want from your video. This is one of the first things we deduce from our initial conversations with you. We work out the priorities and the main messages from your video content. When everyone is able to keep this in mind throughout the filming, it's easy to stay on track with things like scripts and interviews. Know your message. With that, knowing what you want to say, not literally in front of the camera, but knowing the message you want your audience to hear and feel at the end of your video is key. This helps you stay focused and can reduce any distractions. It's easy for people to want to say everything in one video, which can end up meaning you say nothing at all. Ideas and alternative versions. We're always happy to test different variations of a video, things like different hooks for social media or different introductions and sound bites. In fact, we definitely encourage this. We're also a big fan of trying things on the day. Sometimes the best ideas come around on the day, just as we start recording. That said, once you start getting creative, it can be hard to stop the ideas from flowing and can be easy to forget the main focus of your video shoot, and of course, its purpose. We're always up for filming more things on the day if time allows, but it's worth writing down any additional ideas or alternate versions of your video that you might need. This avoids shoots becoming frantic with a "let's try this" at every juncture. Nail the basics first and add the rest where possible. Think about the end result. It's difficult to imagine your video before it's been filmed, but having a good idea of what you want is super helpful. Using similar videos from other organizations as examples can be good starting points, whether you make notes of the things you like or even the things you don't like. Think about your audience, what they want to see, hear, or know about, and what platform they'll be watching it on. Will it be on YouTube or Instagram, or maybe even on a TV in a reception waiting area? Knowing this from the off really helps get the best results. Repurposing content. We're massive fans of repurposing content, using clips and sound bites for social media, and even reformatting the video entirely to suit different platforms. If you think that you'd like to repurpose some of your videos, it's best to have this in mind ahead of time so that we can make sure our filming style and things like framing work where needed. For example, cropping things for a vertical video only works well if you've given enough space in the frame of your original landscape video. Planning the day. Filming days can very quickly become hectic and start running behind. The better you can plan for the day and avoid any delays where possible, the better. If you have a batch of interviews being filmed with different people, allocating them clear slot times is always a good idea. If we're filming across different locations, having some buffer time and factoring in things like travel and setup is crucial. And we can always help guide with this kind of scheduling. Being prepped and ready to go. We never expect anyone to sit down in front of the camera and nail all of their takes first time, although it definitely helps when they do. But you can do plenty of things to be prepared. For example, if you're on camera yourself and reading from a teleprompter, still being familiar with the script can help and minimize mistakes on the day. If you're being interviewed, having some bullet points on the things you want to say can help keep you on track. For a natural looking interview, we never recommend scripting something word for word, as this is difficult to remember and very unnatural. If you're the person doing the interview, having a clear list of questions helps keeps the interview concise. We also suggest having some attached sound bites beside your questions that you're aiming to get out of the interviewees. This helps you know when you have enough and can move on from your questions. Overall though, a brief chat beforehand and a date and time is often all we need to make sure we get a really good video with you. We'll always check in a few days before the filming just to make sure that no plans have changed, and it's always a chance to ask any questions or come up with any last minute ideas.